What's up people, welcome back to my channel. If you're a fan of luxury timepiece, hot horology, and everything that makes watches more than just an instrument to tell time, you're in the right place. Today we'll be taking a deep dive into two masterpieces from the independent watchmakers Speake-Marin, the Ripples Dune Date and the Ripples Skeleton. Speake-Marin is known for pushing the boundaries of watch design while still keeping a refined classic edge. They blend both aesthetics with serious mechanical innovation, and both of these models reflect that ethos beautifully. But which one is right for you? We'll be breaking down their designs, movements, wearability, and who we think each watch is best suited for. Well, let's get started. First up, we have the Speake-Marin Ripples Dune Date, reference number 6040182120. If you're familiar with Speake-Marin's Ripple collection, you already know it's their take on the integrated bracelet sport watch, a category that's been growing in popularity in recent years. But unlike many others in that category, the Ripples Dune Date carves out its own unique identity with distinct design, cues, and top-notch finishing. The Dune Date is a watch that plays with textures and geometry in fascinating ways. It's measured at 40.3mm in diameter and 9.2mm thick. It's 44.5mm across the dial and crown and 52.9mm from lug to lug due to the protruding lugs. Nevertheless, it's still slim and refined but still has plenty of wrist presence. That's an oxymoron. The case is made from stainless steel and features clean modern lines that flow seamlessly into the integrated bracelet. What is interesting with the case design on the Ripple is that it features a somewhat ripple design. The case itself is predominantly brushed, with both the top and bottom bevel having polished finish. The top surface of the case is brushed as shown in all four corners of the watch and the protruding crown guards. Sitting on top of it is a raised bezel with a polished surface. On top of that polished surface, you get another raised surface with a brushed finish before hitting that bevel that is polished finish, and then finally ending with a brushed top surface of the bezel. So many contrasts in so many levels. The lugs have screw holes for easy change of strap. Now here's the interesting part. The lugs have an angular design that flows all the way to the bracelet. Now that's attention to details. This is a 3-link bracelet with the center being polished with brushed outer links. The side of the links are also brushed but with polished bevels. The outer brushed links also have angular design between them to prevent pulling of hair and pinching of skin. They've got screw pins instead of pin sleeve for micro adjustments. The integrated bracelet design is sleek and adds to the watch's cohesive streamlined look. The folding buckle has the Mason's logo on it. Now let's talk about the star of the show, the dial. The Ripples Dune Date features a stunning ripple pattern dial in a soft sand-colored tone. It's not just a flat texture. There is a real sense of depth to it, almost like gentle waves frozen in time. There are 12 waves to be precise. And if you're wondering where the name Dune Date comes from, it's inspired by the shifting sand dunes that the dial patterns evoked. The rhodium-plated indices, date window, nameplate, and subdials sync into the shifting sand pattern dials. The rhodium-plated hour and minute hands design are Speake-Marin's signature. The second subdials at the 130 position is also their signature design. The design on the subdial has a sunburst green that complements the minute track, that is a step down from the main dial with white dots. The date window is at the 6 o'clock and blends seamlessly into the dial without disrupting the symmetry. It has a matte black disc with white Arabic numerals. The date change is pretty standard here. When you unscrew the crown and pull it to position 1, you get to change the date instantaneously. Pulling the crown out further, you change the date by adjusting the minute hand. The date begins to tilt at 11:25 PM and snap at 11:58 PM. Inside the Dune Date is the in-house caliber SMA03TD, which has been beautifully finished and designed with meticulous attention to details. It's an automatic movement with a 52 hours power reserve. The movement is visible through the exhibition case back, where you can see the rhodium-plated bridges that are beveled and hand-polished, the Codice de Geneva motif with 3mm stripes, and the gold-plated engraved rotor and its intricate finishing. It's a reminder that Speake-Marin is just as focused on what's under the hood as they are on the outward design. Now, how does it wear on the wrist? Well, thanks to its slim profile and ergonomic bracelet, the Dune Date is surprisingly comfortable. It strikes the perfect balance between sporty and dressy, making it versatile enough for both formal occasion and casual outings. To sum it up, the Speake-Marin Ripples Dune Date is a refined, elegant take on the integrated bracelet sports watch. It has a distinct personality thanks to its ripples pattern dial and cohesive design. But it's not just about looks. The in-house movement and finishing makes it a serious contender in the world of luxury watches. Now, let's move on to something truly mesmerizing. The Speake-Marin's Ripples Skeleton, reference number 604020150. This watch takes the bold design language of the Ripples collection to a whole new level with its skeletonized dial and avant-garde aesthetic. It's a watch that doesn't just tell the time, it tells a story of craftsmanship, transparency, and innovation. At first glance, the Ripples Skeleton shares some similarities with the Dune Date. The integrated bracelet, the similar lug-to-lug and case diameter measurement. But that's where the similarity ends. The skeleton has a 6.3mm thickness and has a slightly smaller crown and crown guards than the Dune Date. The skeleton version is all about openness and complexity. The stainless steel case has the same sleek modern lines with a combination of polished and brushed surface that creates visual contrast. But the real magic happens on the dial, or rather, where the dial would normally be. This is where the Ripples Skeleton really stands out. The dial has been completely skeletonized, exposing the inner workings of the watch in a way that feels both technical and artistic. You can see the beautifully finished bridges, the gear train, and the escapement all working in harmony. The bridges have a ripple-like design that echoes the signature motifs of the Ripples collection, but in a more abstract and futuristic way. It's a striking visual element that adds depth and texture to the openwork dial. You also notice the distinctive Speake-Marin hands that are in blue, which really helps in maintaining legibility without distracting the overall openwork aesthetic. If you're worried that there are no hour markers, the hour and minute can be read using the Haute at the side. The small seconds counter at the 130 maintains the engraved 3-dimensional horizontal ripples that are satin finished by hand with black PVD treatment. The small seconds plate is only 0.30mm thick and the indices on it are rhodium plated diamond polish, open in flanks, measured at 0.12mm and 0.14mm wide. That's amazing. Powering the Ripples Skeleton is the in-house caliber SNA07, a self-winding movement that has been designed specifically for this watch. It features a 52-hour power reserve and offers incredible transparency both from the front and through the exhibition case back. Take a look at the case back, and you see even more intricate finishing, including beveled edges, polished surfaces, and the signature ripple motif on the bridges. It's a movement that's just as impressive to look at as it is to wear. The micro rotor is slightly bigger than the one on the Dune Date. It's interesting when you unscrew and wind the crown, the rotor winds along with it. Despite its complex design, the Ripples Skeleton is surprisingly wearable. It has the same ergonomic integrated bracelet as the Dune Date, which means it sits comfortably on the wrist. However, because of the open work dial, it definitely leans more towards the avant-garde side of the spectrum. This isn't a watch that tries to fly under the radar. It's a statement piece. In short, the Speake-Marin Ripples Skeleton is a watch for those who appreciate the artistry of skeletonized movement and aren't afraid to stand out. It's bold, it's intricate, and it offers a unique window into the world of Haute horology. Now let's talk about the pricing and exclusivity. As of today, their prices are as seen below. Speake-Marin is an independent watchmaker, which means their watches are produced in much smaller quantities than those from the mainstream luxury brands. That exclusivity is part of what makes these watches so special. If you're looking for something exclusive, something that not everyone else will be wearing, these watches definitely fit the bill. So, now that we've taken a closer look on both the Dune Date and the Skeleton, which do you think is for you? The Dune Date is all about understated elegance. The sand-colored ripple dial is defined, subtle, and versatile. perfect for someone who wants a luxury watch that can transition from the office to a night out. The skeleton, on the other hand, is a much bolder statement piece. With its open work dial and intricate bridges, it's a watch that's designed to catch the eye and spark conversation. It's perfect for someone who appreciates the artistry of watchmaking and isn't afraid to stand out. Personally, with a minor price difference, I prefer the skeleton because of how light it wears. It weighs around 118 grams, whereas the Dune Date weighs at 142 grams. But which do you prefer? Let us know in the comments below. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you never miss a review. Take care now, bye bye now.